Welcome! I'm Mr.Christopher. This is my world, and this is Art Connoisseur with me. Mr. Christopher got a new piece. I got a new piece. That came from the trash. It was on the side of the road for free. And I was like, it's not terrible. Right? Right? Welcome to Art Connoisseur. I watched a couple episodes of Art Connoisseur and I was like, I gotta talk less and just keep it going, I was almost gonna cut it down to 4 pieces, but I'm gonna keep the 6 pieces because I like talking about the pieces. And there needs to be more than 4, is what I always say, for sure, Mr. Christopher likes to rhyme and a good time all the time. I mean, he likes to mine. Let's look at some art. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna look at some art. We're just gonna look at some art, and then I'm gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the prices. Is it right? Is it wrong? Where's it gonna go in your home? Is it elegant? Does it belong in a museum? We're gonna look at the frames. Are the frames nice? Are they made of gold? Let's get to art. We'll get to artin', Mr. Christopher, as we go here to start the show with The Last Supper. This specific Last Supper was painted in 1954. It's got a pretty decent art style. There's some close-ups I'll show you. Bam. Pretty nice, pretty interesting. I'm not hating it. And then we go up here. Boom. Pretty decent, pretty cool. Pretty nice. 1954. Mr. Christopher, how much does it cost? What do you think about it? Please, sir, please. Take it away. Amazing Grace. I love me some The Last Supper, if you know what I'm saying. I love it. But $50 for that piece. And I like the art style of it. I would absolutely buy that piece. It's kind of something I enjoy these days. I have like 4 of them. I went crazy one day and just was like, I was going to buy 4 Last Suppers. I don't know. It happens. But yeah, anyway. I like that piece. $50. 1954, vintage. Apparently it's signed by the artist on the back. It could only get more value, I think, as the time goes on. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, speaking of temptations, my gummy worm addiction's back. Whoa, that's a shining star. You're a shining star. No matter who you are. Gummy worm addiction. You're going far. You're a shining star. Okay. On to the next. See, I talk too much. On to the next piece. And in true Mr. Christopher World's fashion, folks, we're going to show some variety here as we go from one side of the spectrum, The Last Supper, to the other side of the spectrum, Beautiful Bum and Hands Foot. A beautiful painting by, I assume, a female. Beautiful Bum and Hands Foot. Or maybe it wasn't a female. Mr. Christopher, what do you think? Is that a female bum or not? How do you feel about it? Where would you hang it? How much does it cost, sir? Please, let us all know. Take it away. Gummy worms should not be this blue. $25 for Beautiful Bum and Hands Foot. If I had a woman and Valentine's Day was here and she was like, I made you this, I'd be like, I love it. I love it. It's my favorite thing I've ever been given. I love it so much. But to go out of my way to Facebook Marketplace and buy that piece to put on my wall, I find personally to be pathetic. But if I went into my friend's room and he had it on his wall, I'd be like, nice. So there's that too. So, a beautiful variety of feelings towards that piece. $25, I think that's the proper ballpark, honestly. I really do. If I had a strip club, a strip club with like neon lights going on, maybe I'll buy that piece and open a strip club. Mr. Christopher's World. Strip club world. Hey, probably not, but we'll see down the line. This could happen. Then I'd definitely buy that piece. I'd put it on the wall. I'd request 30 of those pieces for my strip club with the black lights and stuff. That'd be sick. $25, I think it's worth it. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the next piece. And for the next piece, we're going to go here to a photograph of some trees. I call this piece Oliver Trees. Oliver Trees. This is a whatever piece. I mean, it's fun. Trees. It's a photograph. A photograph, folks. We rarely have photographs on this show, Art Connoisseur. But with all that said, Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about it, sir? What do you think? How much does it cost? Take it away! $30 for Oliver Trees. I don't think that's the last piece, the last beautiful bum and hands foot. That was $25. Now you gotta ask yourself your questions sometimes. You gotta ask yourself, am I gonna spend an extra $5 for a photograph of trees that I could take? You know, if I'm at the right place at the right time, I could even take a better one than that. Sure, I have to go and get it enlarged so I can put it in the specific frames and make it a piece I can hang up and be proud of. But with the right amount of effort, that is easier to do than you think. So, gotta weigh your options here. And for $30, I'm gonna have to say Oliver Trees, though I gave it a fun title. Remember, the title is important, folks, when you're trying to sell a piece. Like if that was being sold as Oliver Trees, that would be fun. That would have been funny, but blah blah blah. Anyway, I ain't buying it. I'm gonna take my own photographs of trees. But thank you. On to the next piece, folks. And next we're going here, folks, continuing with the large range of variety that the art connoisseur gives to the people. This large vintage decorative landscape garden Renaissance scene painting by Matlin Smith, folks. How do you feel about it? Mr. Christopher, how much does it cost? How do you feel about it? Could you, would you hang it up in your home? Tell us, sir, please take it away. They're out here trying to get $195 for that piece, basically $200 for that piece. Here's the thing about that piece. I look up Matlin Smith and all I get is Matlin Smith Furniture Company. I don't know if Matlin Smith's just some person, if it's like an ancient thing. I have no idea because I wasn't doing much more burying. Look at this bruise I got out of nowhere, by the way. Right there. Crazy bruise. Imagine if it stays forever and it's a birth. Now it's a birthmark. But I wasn't born with it, so it's a life mark. But anyway, you look her up and it's like Matlin Smith Furniture Company. But whoever. If the piece is ancient, it belongs in a museum. I assume it ain't ancient. It's not ancient, which means that I don't have any time or place for that. For some reason, if I did buy that piece, which I wouldn't, but if I did, I'd buy it for like a children's room, like a playroom is really what that's the vibe it gives me. Like children can look at it and go, oh, wow, that, that's my impression of children. I'm not an impressionist, folks. I do an impression of one person. That is myself. And that is all I'm good for. All right. I'm sorry. Let's, I ain't buying that piece. On to the next piece. And for the next piece, we go here, folks. I call this piece black eye, yellow eye, tan eye, brown eye. We don't like blue eye. Black eye, yellow eye, brown eye, tan eye. We don't like blue eye. I also call this piece the land of the eyes. I also call this piece I also call this piece I. And that's about that. But Mr. Christopher, what do you call this piece? How do you feel about this piece? How much does it cost? Would you buy it? Would you hang it up? How much does it cost? And please, sir, please, take it away. I'll take it away, Larry. I call this piece Eyes for Days. But I really do like the title, black eye, brown eye, tan eye, yellow eye. We don't like blue eye. Black eye, yellow eye, tan eye, brown eye. We don't like blue eye. That's a fun title. You're going to be shocked by the price they're asking for this painting, the audacity, $500 for this piece. I'm not lying, folks. $500 for this piece. Are you out of your world? Are you out of the tree that you were born in? Because we're all born in trees. Crazy. Who even thinks that has the $5? That's my going rate. No, remember right at the beginning we had the Last Supper was $50. That was a nice piece. That was a beautiful piece for $50. When you compare, this is what I'm saying about the art world. You compare these eyes for $500, and then you go back and you take that Last Supper for $50, and you're like, the Last Supper is beautiful compared. And then you go even further. You go to the beautiful bum and hands foot. It's like that was only $25. This pile of eyes over here is $500. You know what? Maybe I could buy the beautiful bum and hands foot and put it on my wall without shame. I'm not gonna, but compared to the eyes, I would definitely. But, either way, let's go to the last piece, folks. My gummy worms are gone, and it makes me sad. But I shouldn't be eating them because there's a bunch of dyes in them, and now I have worse autism than I probably already had. On to the next piece. And for our next piece and our last piece, we're going here, folks. I'm keeping it quaint. I'm keeping it quiet. I'm keeping it cool with this beautiful farm winter scene. Beautiful farmhouse, winter scene, beautiful winter scene. Beautiful stuff. Wooden frame, nice little wooden frame. Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about it? How much does it cost? Please, sir, take it away. I'll tell you what, this flamingo wouldn't want to live there, would he? No, Mr. Christopher, I wouldn't like to live there because of the snow. You talk. $50 for that farmhouse with the winter scene situation. It's a nice painting. I mean, $50? Again, you start comparing the eyes to this winter scene and you're like, $50 ain't that bad. $500 for those eyes, pretty crazy, wild, nuts. $50 for this beautiful farmland winter scene situation. We might be talking here, sir. I might give you a ring-a-ding-ding. I'm not gonna. I don't have $50. Beeswax candles, folks. Get the toxins and the toxic chemicals out of your air. Start burning beeswax candles. They're a little bit more expensive than the trash candles, but they want you to buy the trash candles because they kill you slowly. But who knows? I mean, you're just going to die anyway, right? Who cares? Anyway, that's the end of our connoisseur. With me, Mr. Christopher. I'm Mr. Christopher. This is my world. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. That's it. I'll see you next week for movie reviews. And then Roasting the Dead again. And then our connoisseur again. Yeah, we're just going along here, folks. Remember, I've said 5 years. 1 year anniversary's coming up. It's going to be 1 year down, 4 years to go. Isn't that wild stuff? I got some plans for movie reviews into year 2. I got no plans for our connoisseur, but, we're going to get around. I got specials coming up eventually in August, the end of August, and other stuff. But we'll see. The journey is just beginning and is always moving forward until you die. What's the song by Journey? The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. The wheels in the sky keep on turning. Ooh, oh. Never be afraid. Always keep moving forward and lead with love. I will see you next week. Farewell. Mr. Christopher, you crazy.